So noticing it is like literally noticing it is the first step. Okay. So pay attention when you start to go in circles, when your mind is just going over the same exact thing, the same exact topic, the same exact scenario over and over again. Ask yourself this: am I solving this or am I just thinking about it? Okay. Because a lot of times, we just ruminating over what? We just thinking about stuff that hasn't even happened yet. Some stuff that may not even ever happen, right? How to stop overthinking, okay? I got some real simple steps for you guys to take. And I also have a cheat sheet that goes along with this video that is printable, that you can download, that you can print out, that you could put on your desk, you can hang on your wall, you can put it as your screensaver on your phone, whatever helps you to really practice these things, especially if this is the area that you struggle with. And this was a requested topic, so that's why we are going in this direction, as to how to stop overthinking. Okay. So, number one, how to stop it. Get out of your head. Okay. We be thinking too much and then we don't do enough, or we do enough, but we overthink it too much, right? So, noticing it is like literally noticing it is the first step. Okay. So, pay attention when you start to go in circles, when your mind is just going over the same exact thing, the same exact topic, the same exact scenario over and over again. Ask yourself this: am I solving this or am I just thinking about it? Okay, because a lot of times, we just ruminating over what? We just thinking about stuff that hasn't even happened yet. Some stuff that may not even ever happen, right? So, number two, labeling your thoughts. Okay, a lot of times if we got something coming up, or if we're anxious a little bit about something, we really have to label where these thoughts is coming from. It could be coming from a place of worry. It could be coming from a place of doubt, or the what if thinking, what if this happened, or what if that happened, or, what if I get sick, or what if it don't turn out the way that I wanted to. That's the beauty in life, right? We don't really have a lot of control over pretty much anything. And this is why I chose the topic that I chose, self love and confidence, because there's only so much that we have control over. And one of those things that we do have control over is our thoughts, is our growth, is our personal development, is our self development. Those things we do have control over, right? So this makes it easier to just take a step back and zoom out of this picture and zoom out of these thoughts that you may be having, right? So, number three, set a limit. Set a limit for yourself. If you feel like something is on your mind, something is on your heart, you can't really get it out, give yourself like 5 to 10 minutes to say, hey, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to think about this for now. But if 10 minutes done pass and you still thinking about it, you still going over and over in your head about it, then it's time to move on. Okay, it's time is up. It's time to move on. It's time to take action, or it's time to distract yourself to move into, doing something else. Okay. So number four, something else you can do to get out of your head. This is a big one. Take action. Do something. Do something. Focus on doing something versus thinking about it and overanalyzing it, right? And this is literally no shot or no shade to nobody, right? Because a lot of times you do have people who are just a little bit more patient than others, right? They like to think thoroughly about something before they do it, right? Nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. But then when you are constantly thinking, and you're not like actually doing it or doing something or making something happen or bringing something into fruition, then it's kind of pointless. It's kind of pointless. And it's okay to do something and it don't work out. It's okay to take action and things don't work out the way you wanted it to, or you fail, or you fall, or you bump your head, or you make a mistake. That's a part of the learning process, but you would never learn it until you're actually doing it, and then you're actually in the situation, in the scenario. If you're just sitting in the background all the time, observing everything and taking everything in, that's easy. That's very easy to do. We all could do that probably in our sleep. But what's difficult is putting yourself out there. What's challenging is what I'm doing right now, putting myself out there, making an appearance, speaking on the subject, on the topic, putting some action behind what it is that I say that I do, right? That's the difference. Taking action versus just ruminating inside of your mind. You could plan something down to a T, right? You can have an event, or you can be planning something, right? And you can have an agenda. You can have a schedule. You can have everything planned out inside of your mind. Like, first we're going to do this, then we're going to do that, and then we're going to move on to this, and then we're going to take it there. It doesn't mean that it's always going to go that way. That's the beauty in life. Things don't always go the way that you intend them to go. Sometimes they go where it need to go. Right? So just that action piece. The fifth thing you can do is shift your mind. I know this is easier said than done, okay? But I need you to really, really practice this. Ask yourself in these moments, is this thought really helping me? If your heart start racing, if you start sweating, or if you dreaming about it, you don't let that thought sit there a little bit too long, okay? And it's not helping. If it's not helping you, then we got to do something about it. Practice letting go of things you can't control. I just said that, right? So many things is out of our control. We can't control what other people do, right? This is why I teach confidence. This is why I teach self-love. Is because you don't have no control over nobody else except for yourself. And sometimes you barely got that. But you can't control what somebody say. You can't control what somebody do. And if you do try to control what other people do or say, that's called manipulation. All right. Some people think it's a good form of manipulation, and this, a kind of like a dark side to manipulation. To me, it's kind of one and the same. I mean, it's to me, it's that word is more on the negative spectrum than on the positive. You can't control nobody. You shouldn't even try to control nobody. People should do stuff because they want to do it. You know what I mean? Whatever your stance is on control and wanting people to do this and do that, and you want people to support you, and you want people to call you, and you want people to do this for you. Let go of those expectations, okay? Because people gonna do what they gonna do. They're gonna do what they want to do. They're gonna do what they can do. And sometimes they can't give you what it is that you need, what it is that you're looking for, what it is that you require. And guess what? You cannot change that. You have to accept that and keep it moving, right? All right. So accept mistakes as learning, not failure. So once again, we get so stuck in our minds, it just kind of makes our body freeze up and tense up because we scared. We don't want to fail. We don't want to look cringe. We don't want to look dumb. We don't want to look like a failure. We don't want to look like a wannabe, right? So we don't do nothing. We don't take no action at all, right? But you have to know, confidence come with taking action. Confidence does not come if you sitting on the sidelines overthinking what it is you feel like is you supposed to be doing in life, or you supposed to be doing as your purpose or as a person. You know, mistakes is part of the process. You will never grow if you never learn. Okay. And then the last one, number 6, y'all, use healthy breaks. Okay. So, when you feel yourself getting worked up mentally, try to channel that energy somewhere else, right? Through exercise, listening to music, dancing, going for a walk, stretching, like try to channel that energy that's up here into something easy and actionable where you can still have the energy, but it's not used for overthinking. Okay, because everything takes energy. Even thinking takes energy, right? So change your environment to clear your mind as well. Sometimes we need to get out of the house. We are moving into a new season here in Northeast Ohio. We moving from winter to spring. So, for a few months, we've been kind of cooped up inside, got the heater on, got our sweaters on, got our jackets, our coats on, kind of like in the same little bit of an environment. You know, like sometimes you got to switch it up. That's why I love the seasons, is because it's almost like a new chapter, a fresh start. You get what I'm saying? So sometimes you do need to change your environment to change your mind. Okay, so you can write your worries down if that helped. You know, if you worried about something, just write it down. Just get it out. But don't let it rule over you or take over your mind. Okay. So that's that. I love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you have any special topics that you are, interested in discussing or want to talk about or want to cover or go over, please let me know. And as always, remember that you are divine inspiration. You are a source of inspiration for your friends. You are a source of inspiration for your family. You are a source of inspiration for your community. You are literally a divine source of inspiration to every single person connected to you. Never forget that. You are powerful, okay? You are magnificent. You can come back from anything. You can be who you want to be. All right, I'm done. I'll talk to y'all in the next one. Peace.